If you're watching this video, that means you did an awesome job building your resume, passed the interview with flying colors, and officially got your job! Congratulations! Or you just clicked this video at random. Minor detail. But don't get too comfortable yet. In the interview, you talk the talk, but now you gotta walk the walk. I'm Steven from Tostemac, and for the third week of Autism Career Month, we're gonna go over some tips on how to do well at your job so you can keep your job. But before we get to that, for those that are new to the channel, we at Tostemac upload new videos on Fridays and Saturdays. So if you enjoy what you see, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date in our latest videos. When you first start your job, you're gonna go through something called an orientation. This could last either a couple days or a couple weeks, depending on the job in question. This is where your boss will go over the rules and guidelines in terms of what's expected of you to do, what are some of the do's and don'ts and like what to wear, where to park, and so on. If for any reason you have a hard time remembering it all, don't worry. More times than not, the boss will give you a copy of the rules and guidelines for you to take home and study on your own time. With that out of the way, there are many tips and hints you should know in order to keep your job and do well at it. But for the sake of this video, we're only going to go over 5 of them. First and foremost is attendance. Remember what I said in the previous video about interviews? If you're 15 minutes early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, it's unacceptable. The same rule applies here. By planning to arrive at work 15 minutes early, not only do you set a good impression on your boss, but you also account for possible traffic. The second point to go over is, while you're working at your job, try to make the job work for you. What do I mean by that? When it comes to most jobs, they have different shifts to cover, like the morning shift, the midday shift, or the evening shift. So if you find that one shift works better than the other for you, talk to your manager about it and see if you can get that arranged. Also, if you disclose to your employer or interviewer about your disability, and if you need possible accommodations, talk to your manager about it too and see if you can get those accommodations. Tip number 3 to go over is being a team player. Remember, there's no I in the word team. Such examples can include being flexible with your schedule in case someone calls out or needs you to cover for them due to an emergency, lending an extra set of hands for a big project that requires multiple workers to work on it, or even something as simple as answering questions for a customer in case you're in the retail department. Whatever shows the coworkers and your boss that they can depend on you and you got their back. Point number 4 has to do with more of the social aspect of the job rather than the actual job itself. Being positive. Such simple things like joining in on conversations, getting to know your coworkers, sharing a few stories, and cracking a few jokes here and there. These things can show your boss and your coworkers that not only can they depend on you, but you're also fun to be around, that it's okay to talk to you about anything. Positivity is contagious and works like a magnet in the sense that it attracts coworkers and bosses towards you. Whereas negativity, where someone constantly complains about something or gets angry all the time, people tend to push themselves away from that because they don't want to deal with it. So while you're out in the work field, try to stay as positive as you can. And in the event where you do have a complaint or a serious problem, talk to a coworker or talk to your supervisor about it. See if you can sort it out with them. All these points I made so far can be very helpful to you when you're out at work. But the 5th and final point has to do with what goes on outside of work. Something that you may or may not know that could affect your job. What you post on social media. In this day and age, we're connected in more ways than ever before. Which can be a bad thing if your boss ends up seeing your posts. Think of it this way. On the internet, anyone can see what you post online. So if you write something along the lines of, "Oh, my job sucks and my coworkers are stupid, LOL." And if your boss catches that post, you're gonna find yourself in his or her office the next day trying to explain what you were thinking when you made that post. So for all those who use Facebook and Twitter and Instagram to interact with people online, be careful and assume that anyone can read your post. Well, there you have it, my hints and tips on how to do well at your job. Follow these examples and you'll set a good impression on your boss in no time. And of course, in the event where you really don't like your job, there's always other jobs to apply to. But what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with some of the stuff I said? Do you have any other questions that you would like to ask me about the work field? Let us know in the comments down below. Let's start a conversation here. And on that note, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. And as always, if you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on our latest videos. Feel free to like, dislike, and coming up next week, we're going to go over what to do if you get fired. But until then, thank you for watching, and until the next video, see you later.